As we know, ZENLESSZONEZERO is now in phase 2 of version 1.5, which presents the character Evelyn. At the end of this 1.5 update, it wouldn't feel right if we didn't talk about gacha recommendations in the upcoming 1.6 version. According to the official live stream, we will have 4 new banners in version 1.6: Silver Soldier ANBY, Trigger, BURNICE, and YUAN. We will also have one more character named PULCHRA, who will be part of update 1.6 as a character with rank A. Even though PULCHRA is only limited to rank A, she has an interesting kit that is highly recommended by me. So without further ado, I'm Hoyostation and we will discuss about Gacha Recommendations version 1.6. Let's do this. Do you have a character or weapon in the game that you really want but you don't have enough stellar jades? Here is a smarter way to recharge your favorite games like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. Look no further than Lootbar. Lootbar is the most reliable top-up platform. It saves up to 20% for all orders compared with the official channel, and it provides an 80% off for your first purchase. It's 100% safe as you will only be using your UID. We will buy pack for 30,000 stellar jades for $42, which otherwise would have costed $50. Totally saving $7.5. We received the crystals we purchased in the less than 3 minutes. All recharges will be done through the official channel with miHoyo, which allows you to enjoy all top-up offers. Ready to level up your gaming experience? Check the link in the description to get the amazing discount. As we all know, Hoyoverse has provided information about the new characters that will appear in version 1.6, and one of the biggest hype falls on Silver Soldier ANBY. Why? Because in terms of gameplay, currently Silver Soldier ANBY will undergo a very drastic transformation or change. Because in the latest version, she will become an agent with a DPS role that can attack the enemy while giving the enemy a mark called Silver Star. And if the mark on the enemy has reached a certain point, then Silver Soldier ANBY can use her special attack, which can deal unique damage called Aftershock to the enemy. Well, this Aftershock is a new type of damage that is present in ZENLESSZONEZERO version 1.6. The Aftershock mechanism is a bit similar to the follow-up attack mechanism in the Honkai Star Rail, where this mechanism will allow other characters to attack even though they are off the field. Well, the specialization of Silver Soldier ANBY here is as the first DPS character who can use this mechanism. She also has a core passive ability that can increase the damage from team members after shocks, so the damage done to enemies through this mechanism is more optimal. Is this character worth picking up in version 1.6? Well, this character is worth it if you intend to invest more in characters that have aftershock mechanics such as Triggers and PULCHRA, which coincidentally released in the same version. Of course, she can also be paired with familiar agent stunners like Qingyi and rank A ANBY, but since Silver Soldier ANBY requires a long on-field time, her mechanics won't be maximized. Plus, if your account already has a lot of electric DPS and if you don't intend to invest in agents with this mechanism, then of course this will make the value of Silver Soldier ANBY decrease slightly. Since the choice of agents with Aftershock kits is currently quite limited and because there are many agents with electric attributes, I feel that this character is good enough to be an additional character for some endgame modes. Her W engine signature is no less interesting, guys, with the effect of adding massive critical damage, making the effect of Silver Soldier ANBY's core passive can increase quite significantly. On the other hand, this W engine will also increase electric damage, which will slightly increase the damage output of Silver Soldier ANBY. So I will give this character a score of 7.5 out of 10. The second character that will appear in version 1.6 is of course Trigger, which I have discussed in the previous video. Trigger is the second electric stunner character in this game besides Qingyi. As I mentioned earlier, Trigger has a unique kit that can fill the daze bar on enemies off the field through the Aftershock mechanic, which means we can use our DPS agent for a longer time on the field while using Trigger to add daze to the enemy. Trigger has a unique skill called Basic Attack Harmonizing Shot, which is one of the Trigger's main kit. Why is this skill so special? Because with this skill, we can provide assistance attack to the enemy while the Trigger is not in the field. In this skill, the Trigger attacks the enemy with an attack that weights the electric attribute and will produce daze to the enemy. And a small note here is, the Basic Attack Harmonizing Shot is an Aftershock type attack, which means it will get benefits from Silver Soldier ANBY's kit. Apart from the Basic Attack Harmonizing Shot, Trigger has another kit that is no less cool, namely a skill called EX Special Attack Flash Burial. When Trigger uses this skill, she can use basic attack harmonizing shot without any cost for some time, making the aftershock effect she releases maximum. Pretty cool, isn't it? Oh yeah, one important thing you should know about her core passive is that she has the ability to give a stun debuff damage multiplier increase of 35% for 5 seconds when the enemy is hit by an aftershock attack that comes from Trigger. This effect is very similar to Qingyi's, which can give a similar debuff, although in value, Qingyi outperforms the debuff at 80%. So, is Trigger worth picking up in version 1.6? Trigger is a very interesting character because she has a very unique kit compared to current stunners. Personally, I think this character is worth taking if you intend to take Silver Soldier ANBY in Phase 1 and you don't currently have another stunner agent, like Qingyi for example. Other than that, although Trigger has good benefits from Silver Soldier ANBY, Trigger can also be paired with many other DPS characters because she is not tied to certain attribute, making this character have a lot of possibility. On the other hand, her signature W engine is also very good, guys. This W engine can increase the user's critical rate by a large amount, and in the W engine effect, it will be able to give a defense reduction debuff to enemies hit by her aftershock attack. This W engine can also increase the user's impact by 20% at its highest stack, which makes the effect of this W engine even more complete. So with Trigger's unique kit, I give this character a score of 8 out of 10. Meanwhile, for rank A characters who are predicted to be present and become new characters in version 1.6 is PULCHRA. We have actually met this character in the last version of the story, but at this time, she reportedly decided to join Sons of Kaladin group led by Caesar. Now interestingly, according to information circulating, we will be able to get these characters for free through prizes from events in the upcoming 1.6. PULCHRA, who is a rank A character with a physical attribute and has a role as a stunner in our team. It has a mechanism and role that is more or less similar to Trigger, namely as an off-field stunner that uses an aftershock mechanism that can daze the enemy. The main ability of PULCHRA lies in the skill called EX Special Attack Running Glow Flash Step with a combination of her core passive called Hunter's Instinct. When PULCHRA performs EX Special Attack on the enemy, she will get a special status called Hunter's Great Stance. Now in this mode, when a member of our team attacks the enemy using Special Attack or EX Special Attack, PULCHRA will also attack the enemy even in off-field position. Of course, this kit will be very interesting if we pair it with characters that can maximize the potential of the aftershock mechanic, Silver Soldier ANBY for example. Then the question is whether PULCHRA is worth building in the upcoming version 1.6 if you really intend to form an aftershock team in the future, which I predict will be a new meta in this game. PULCHRA is a character that is very worth building. Besides being a free-to-play character, it offers a free-to-play option for those of you who don't have enough polychrome to pick up Trigger in the second phase. Although Trigger offers a better aftershock attack, PULCHRA is good enough to use. However, if you manage to reach her Mindscape 6, the damage generated through the aftershock mechanism and the number of aftershock attacks will also increase. In addition, the debuff called Binding Trap that she gives to the enemy when issuing aftershock will also apply to all damage, where the effect of this debuff will increase the damage that receives aftershock from PULCHRA by 30%. Very interesting, right? Okay, now we will move on to the first rerun character that will appear in version 1.6. Who else if not BURNICE? BURNICE is a fire attribute anomaly agent. She specializes in giving anomaly burn to enemies through her kit. Until now, BURNICE is one of the meta agents that is quite often used by many ZENLESSZONEZERO players, along with other anomaly agents such as Gendu or Yanagi. But interestingly, she also looks very suitable when paired with Miyabi, who is one of the strongest characters today. One of the main advantages of BURNICE lies in one of her core passive skills called Nitro Fuel Cocktail. When BURNICE issues a basic attack, EX Special Attack, Chain Attack, or Ultimate, the enemy will get Scorched status. Now, when a team member attacks the enemy in a Scorched status, the enemy will get the Afterburn effect, which will deal a considerable amount of damage to the enemy. Then, is this character worth taking in version 1.6? Well, BURNICE is currently a fairly well-known character. The main reason is because this character has a kit that is easy to use. Oh yeah, besides being predicted to be the best sub DPS for the anomaly team, she can also fill in as the main DPS in the team if you have her W engine signature, because her W engine signature will provide a massive increase in attack, additional energy when off the field, and will even increase the damage produces when issuing her EX Special Attack. If you intend to form an anomaly team like Jendu, Yanagi, or even need a sub DPS for Miyabi, then Burnice is the perfect character for you to take in the upcoming 1.6 version. So with all the uniqueness of Burnice's kit, I will currently give a score of 8 out of 10. And the last character that will appear as a rerun banner in the upcoming version 1.6 is YUAN. YUAN is an Ether attribute attack character who specializes in burst damage to enemies. This burst damage will give a very strong attack to the enemy in a short time. For example, when the enemy is stunned, just like the Island, YUAN also has an attack mechanic that consumes a stack called Enhanced Shot Shells to be able to optimize the damage it deals. One of the advantages of YUAN lies in her skill called Basic Attack Please Do Not Resist, which can provide a very strong attack by consuming Enhanced Shot Shells in a short time. Besides having these interesting skills, YUAN also has another interesting kit that can increase her damage output even greater, namely her kit called Special Ops Ammunition and Tactical Coordination. These two core skills can increase up to 80% of the damage dealt to the enemy when the enemy is stunned, and will also increase 3% critical rate for 10 seconds when YUAN uses EX Special Attack. ZUYUAN's signature W engine is also very good. This W engine can increase critical rate and critical damage at the same time. Plus, this W engine can increase the attack by 35% when we attack the enemy with basic attacks that weigh Ether attributes. Then, is YUAN a character that is very worth taking in version 1.6? As I have stated before, YUAN is a very good DPS character in terms of burst damage. All of her kits will be very optimal if you have a stunner that can quickly stun enemies, like Qingyi for example. But if you intend to take Trigger in version 1.6, YUAN is also quite suitable to be paired with Trigger. Currently, I will give this character a score of 7.5 out of 10. Okay guys, that's all for now. What do you think? Which character you will pick up in the next version? Please leave any comments down below. And don't forget to check out my other videos because they are just as cool. Thanks for watching, stay safe, stay healthy, and see you in the next video.